What's up, everybody? It's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and welcome to episode 13 of my Overpower Level 8 Melee Zer0 playthrough. This will be the last episode covering the campaign from the main game, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do any DLC or side quest content, but I may. But for now, this is the finale of, what I originally intended the series to be, which was just a playthrough of the campaign. The last episode concluded with me finishing the travel through Hero's Pass and finally finding the warrior, and I'll finally get to kill Handsome Jack here. If you're interested in any of the previous episodes in the series, I'll go ahead and leave links to them in the description of this video. So, what I'm going to do is just go down there and try to melee Jack and the warrior to death. Jack is pretty easy. You can take him out in one execute if things go according to plan. If he does end up getting his shield, I recommend destroying his surveyor either with a melee strike or some pimpernel shots. It's a rather large surveyor that doesn't move very fast, and it's pretty easy to take down with the pimpernel or probably any other weapon. But definitely try to take Jack out in one hit. It's kind of fun, you spent the whole time trying to get here, and so if you're able to take him out in one hit, it's kind of satisfying, it's kind of fulfilling that you made it all the way through the quest just to one-hit the main villain, kind of, and that's pretty cool. Obviously, he has our friend Lilith trapped, and so we're going to have to free her. That's one of the main reasons we came down here. Perhaps if he hadn't captured Lilith, maybe the original Vault Hunters might have given up after, Roland's death. But they obviously didn't because Lilith was being held hostage, And so maybe Jack made a tactical error there. I'm really interested to see how all the quests working for Jack, happen in Borderlands the pre-sequel. I wonder if they'll make us do some pretty despicable things. I'm excited for that, I think it'll be pretty cool. So I'm just trying to maintain slag on Jack. I don't know if he gets slagged. He doesn't really have a slag model. That's how you can kind of tell him apart from his clones. So I went ahead and finished him off there with an execute before he was able to really get his shield surveyor working, and that worked out really well. Unfortunately, I don't do a very good job melee killing the warrior after this, but I don't do a terrible job either. So we're going to go ahead and look at that. A great weapon for dealing with the warrior is the Herald, specifically the double penetrating variety that shoots 2 rounds at once. It makes very quick work of the warrior because he is quite large, and you'll manage to hit all of the pellets in the spread with a well-placed shot. And they'll also deal damage to his chest very, very quickly. And so I make use of melee and the double penetrating unkempt herald for this part of the fight. So I am going to equip a inflammable Hide of Terramorphous as well, just to give me a little bit of coverage from the warrior's fire damage, which I don't want to deal with. If you do go down, I find it easiest to get a second wind off a rack. Usually just a couple pimpernel shots while you're down will end up killing a rack, and that's an easy way to get back up. Whereas sometimes the chrysalis are kind of difficult to get a second wind off of because they can only be damaged easily in those crystal spots, and sometimes one of them will be hidden from you, and you won't be able to get a second wind off that very easily. So as you can see, the pimpernel did massive damage to the, the herald did not massive damage, but significant damage to the warrior there, and was able to convince him to go underwater. Now the warrior can be slagged, he just doesn't turn purple, so that's why I will be shooting him with my slag pimpernel. I tried to get a melee strike on him there, but he kind of ran away from me. This boss isn't too hard to melee, but you do have to get some good cooperation from the warrior in order to make it happen and look good at Overpower level 8. And that's why I wanted to use the herald in combination with melee, just so if I get poor cooperation from the warrior, it still doesn't take forever. Got slag on the warrior again there, I'm assuming, and some more herald shots. So used to saying pimpernel as my secondary weapon. Right now I'm using the herald. Eventually we will push the warrior to killing blow range, and we'll go ahead and finish him off. I do thank those of you who have watched this series, or at least most of this series. You guys have helped me realize that playthrough series are, a viable a viable video or video series actually for me to make, and that's pretty cool, and that makes me very happy. I thank you guys very much for watching, you know, an actual series that I do as opposed to just isolated videos, because that makes finding some videos to do a little bit easier and more consistent to make. And that's cool. You know, I like to have videos that serve a specific purpose, but also series videos as well. And the support that this series has got, while it's not huge, is very substantial for me, and I do appreciate that, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get some more kunai on the warrior and slag and some more herald shots, and now he's basically in killing blow range. So when my deception comes back, we'll go ahead and finish the warrior off. The first time I finished the game, it was satisfying to kill Jack. I was playing as Axton at the time, and I ended up getting Metal Storm off one of the racks, and then I had like a non-elemental Hyperion shotgun. I think it was called like Critical Thinking or something like that, and that gun just absolutely destroyed the warrior. It was kind of anticlimactic. I had a lot of points in Metal Storm and a comm that actually boosted Metal Storm as well. So I had a really high fire rate and some reload perks as well, and so I just ripped through the warrior pretty quick. It was kind of weird. Like most enemies at overpower level 8 though, he is a lot tougher, and you know, I guess that's the case for all enemies really. But yeah, he's a lot tougher at overpower level 8, and a little more satisfying to actually defeat. And so that's pretty cool. Obviously after this, we have the scene where Lilith is going to kill Jack. Almost always when I finish the game, I let Lilith go ahead and finish off Jack, because she's been through some trouble here with him recently and stuff. And it's cool when you kill or let Lilith kill him, you not only get that optional quest objective, which I used to care a lot about for some reason. I used to always make sure I got those optional objectives when I did quest and everything. I think that's a pretty cool little feature that they added, is those optional objectives. They don't reward you too much more when you complete those optional objectives. I think you might get a little bit more money or experience, but it is pretty cool. I do appreciate that they had those things in there, especially this hidden one here where if you let Jack go through his entire monologue, he'll go ahead and you'll go ahead and get a option to let Lilith finish him off, and if you do it that way, you'll actually get to see what he looks like without his mask on. I know that's old news and a lot of you probably knew that, but there are maybe a few who didn't. They make it so that if you jump on Jack, it doesn't go ahead and finish him off. Usually when you jump right on top of an enemy's head, you do a little bit of damage to him. I think he only has like 1 health left here, and they've just kind of canceled the damage that you do by jumping on him. It'd be kind of funny, I guess, if you could just jump on him to kill him, but that's not what happens. You'll see when my feet, or where my feet would be, hit him, it goes ahead and makes like a little blood spatter or something. Or a little impact splatter, I guess. Didn't get a legendary from this, I think. I think I just got an E-Tech, so not great loot from that. But, you know, it was a fun little playthrough. I definitely had fun going through the game at OP8 with Melee Zer0. I know some people had started an OP8 Melee Zer0 playthrough and never really finished it. But I definitely wanted to finish this series for you guys. Especially some people had said, you better finish this series when I started it. So Lilith went ahead and took out Jack there, and we can take a look at his face. Again, guys, I thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Thank you for helping me with this series and everything. I appreciate the feedback I got from it and everything else as well. I hope that in the future I'll be able to do more playthroughs perhaps, or continue on to side quest and DLC. If you guys would like to see side quest or DLC content, let me know. We have quite a bit of time to fill before the Borderlands pre-sequel release date happens, and I want to make Borderlands 2 videos until that time. So, if you guys are interested in a particular series, let me know. I do plan to still start that sniper rifle ranking series. I just haven't got around to that yet. So again, guys, I thank you very much for watching. If you haven't yet taken the time to subscribe, please do so. I'd appreciate that. And I'll leave you guys here with the last little bit of this cinematic. One more time, guys, thank you very much for watching, and we made it to the end of this OP8 Melee playthrough. Bye, guys.
I figured that.
If I never see this key again, it'll be too soon. It's been fun, you alien piece of shit.
What the? Are those vaults? what that means.
Yeah. No rest for the wicked.